Good morning, great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning. Oh, yes. A beautiful reminder, not only for you, for me, for all of us, that we get to choose what things mean. We get to choose how we're going to think about things. Think about how amazing that is, no matter what you're going through. Seeing that whatever that is, it's fundamentally meaningless and that you get to give meaning to whatever that is. See, that's where you get to use the power of your mind. That beautiful power that we always have access to. I mean, it's incredible. I'm using that right now, just to be a little vulnerable right now. I'm feeling physically a little tired, but you know what? I decided, I'm going to override this and I'm going to be here. I'm not going to make it mean that. And look, I'm here. See, this is where, again, we get to harness that beautiful, beautiful mind of ours. Now, that doesn't mean it's not going to be easy, but it is really simple. And it does take work. But when you do the work, it makes it so much smoother. Now, we've been diving into this wonderful book, The Master Key System. I hope you've been marking it up. It's been really amazing. Oh my gosh, hasn't the depth been incredible? It's been so good. But again, as a reminder, remember all of the words within this amazing book, all the words within all the books that we share. Manifesting Miracles, Secret of the Ages. The list goes on. U squared, quantum leap strategy. All of that information is but static information. It's passive. There's no power in them. But there is power when you use them, when you apply them. Remember the analogy that I shared with you about a key. When the key's on the counter, is it useful? No, it's not. I mean, the key's there. Some people say, yeah, the key's useful. Really, is it? It's just sitting there, not doing anything. See, the only way that the key is useful is if you pick it up and then put it into the keyhole and turn. Well, it's the same way with regards to all of this. It's the same way with regards to this gold card that you have, which you should have when you come into these calls. This gold card, does it have power? Not if it's seen as something objective. But if it's subjective, meaning if you become emotionally involved with it, that's when it has power. Think about that. That's how everything that you see in this world was created. Somebody tapped into the inner world, became emotionally involved with the idea of something that was in the unseen. They took it from the no thing and they turned it into something. And that's what you can do for you with this. You can change your circumstances, conditions, results by locking into the hidden power in you. And that's why we have these calls. That's why they're so important. That's why these calls work when you use them. But they don't work, do they, when they aren't used? We run into many people who come into the calls and they'll stay for a little while and then they'll say, oh, it's not working for me. And then I'll ask them a couple questions. Well, have you been using it? Oh, no, not really. Well, no wonder it's not working. But then I talk to you, many of you who are here, and you're going, wow, there's been lots of change, right? And so when you think about it with you, you're going, what is that talking about? It totally works. Then what's the difference? See, it's in the application, it's in the practice, isn't it? See, that's how it works. That's how it is with everything. Same thing with the courses that come to you for this or that. See, the main reason why it doesn't work is because the mindset's not there to enforce the use of the information, which is what we're hoping you get as you go through these calls and you grow with as we're going through this. All right, so as another reminder, make sure you get your copy of The Subconscious Code on Amazon. It's a wonderful, beautiful book that'll help you to understand the stick person, which organizes your mind. It's fantastic. And meanwhile, let's go straight back into now where we left off in the book. Ta-da, there it is. We left off with number 8, and this is on page 76. Remember, he's talking about the solar plexus. Now, when he's talking about the solar plexus, he's talking about something that's physical in you, but I want you to understand that it's, even though it's something physical in you, it's directly tied to what's metaphysical about you. Okay, it's a whole bunch of stuff that's there. It's the subconscious mind. Now, if there is any interruption of this radiation, the sensations are unpleasant. Now he's talking about negative feelings. Before he was talking about positive feelings. When they're positive, then you feel good. When they're negative, you feel unpleasant. The flow of life and energy to some part of the human body is stopped. There's an interruption of life. And this is the cause of every ill to the human race, physical, mental, and environmental. Now, why would this be true? Well, think about how your body has a whole bunch of, I guess you'd say, chemicals within it, and there's a chemical reaction that happens in you when you think different things, and then it leads to an emotional state. Those emotional states happen because of the chemical change inside of you. Endorphins, all those other things that are flowing within you. Dopamine. See, it changes all of that, which leads to the feeling. It's how you get your highs, it's how you get your lows. All stemming from thought. If you think of stress, when you're stressed out, there's a shift in the chemical mix in your body because of that, and leads to ulcers. In my past, it led to panic attacks, all because I was worrying and doubting. But see, it doesn't have to continue. Always remember that. You don't have to consent to things as they are. Write that in your notes. I don't have to consent to things as they are. Physical, because the sun and the body is no longer generating sufficient energy to vitalize some part of the body. Mental, because the conscious mind is dependent upon the subconscious mind for the vitality necessary to support its thought. And environmental, because the connection between the subconscious mind and the universal mind is being interrupted. Now, this right here is huge. You should put a big box around this. Remember how I shared with you how your conscious mind is the master, the director, and this is the servant, okay? And yes, this has power. It's the leader. But in terms of the power to move your body, that lies here. The overwhelming majority of that power is in your subconscious mind. And you need not look any further than all of the bodily functions that happen within you automatically. When you eat, food automatically goes through. You don't have to look into the system, how am I digesting or anything like that, right? It just automatically happens. When you drink water, you know you're going to go pee later. Same thing with the food. I'm not going to talk about the other part though. But you know what I'm talking about. A lot of automatic things. If you cut your finger, it'll start to heal itself. You don't have to think about it. It's your subconscious mind that is doing that. Well, it's the same way when it comes to the thoughts. You know what's amazing? If you look at the subconscious mind this way, as the instrument to program the subconscious mind, oh my gosh, you will go far very fast. But see, that's not what most of us are doing. Remember the analogy I shared with you? Think of the conscious mind as first gear in a car, and all the lower gears, which makes the car lets the car work less while going faster, is the subconscious mind. Imagine trying to go 80 miles an hour in first gear. Very quick, boom, burnout. Engine's going to be destroyed. See, all of you know this, right? Nod your heads. You know this.